Tim O'Brien wrote a book exposing Donald Trump's prolific lies and exaggerations about his wealth. Donald Trump reported by suing Tim O'Brien for defamation a year later, and that's how we got to see what it's like when Donald Trump testifies under oath. Quoting from the transcript, attorney, Mr. Trump, have you always been completely truthful in your public statements about your net worth of properties? Trump, I try. Attorney, have you ever not been truthful? Trump, my net worth fluctuates and it goes up and down with the markets and with attitudes and with feelings even. My own feelings. But I try. Attorney, let me just understand that a little. You said your net worth goes up and down based on your own feelings? Trump, yes, even my own feelings as to where the world is going, and that can change rapidly from day to day. Attorney, when you publicly state a net worth number, what do you base that number on? Trump, I would say it's my general attitude at the time that the question may be asked. And as I say, it varies. After Trump gave his "my net worth is actually just vibes" testimony, the judge unsurprisingly threw out that defamation case. Turns out the law didn't care about Trump's feelings. Years later, Trump ended up back in court, this time as the defendant. He was being sued by former students from his sham business school, Trump University. Trump had claimed to have only hired the best of the best instructors for his fake school, instructors who were handpicked by Donald Trump himself. But once under oath, Trump again found himself having to answer for his own boastful lies, this time about his great memory.
Do you recall saying, do you have one of the all-time great memories?
I think that was the expression I used.
And you stand behind it?
Yeah, I have a great memory. I have a very good memory.
Can you tell me whether this person is student, live events instructor, or neither? Johnny Harris.
Too many years.
Ken Gosselin.
Too many years.
Mike Dubin.
It sounds very familiar. The names sound familiar, just too many years.
Darren Liebman.
Its name sounds familiar, but it's too many years.
Johnny Perkins.
I don't know.
Too many years. I don't know. Trump ended up settling that case, paying the plaintiffs $25 million. Late last year, Donald Trump was once again deposed under oath, the first time he'd been deposed since leaving the White House. That deposition came in a case brought by protesters who said they were assaulted by Trump's security at a 2015 campaign rally. In that deposition, Trump tried to justify telling his supporters to, quote, knock the crap out of protesters because of dangerous fruit. Quote, they were going to throw fruit. We were threatened. We had a threat. It's very dangerous stuff. You can get killed by those things. I wanted to have people be ready because we were put on alert that they were going to do fruit. And some fruit is a lot worse than tomatoes are bad, by the way, but it's very dangerous. They were going to hit very hard. So dangerous. This is how it's gone in the past. Every time Donald Trump had to testify under oath. And now today, Donald Trump once again found himself giving sworn testimony. This time, it was in the New York Attorney General's investigation into whether Trump knowingly lied about the values of his various properties in order to pay less in taxes. But this time, Donald Trump didn't cite his feelings or his great memory or dangerous fruit. This time, he took a different strategy. Just after Donald Trump arrived at the New York Attorney General's office at 9 a.m. this morning, Donald Trump released this statement, quote, I once asked, if you're innocent, why are you taking the Fifth Amendment? Now I know the answer to that question. When your family, your company, and all the people in your orbit have become targets of an unfounded, politically motivated witch hunt, supported by lawyers, prosecutors, and the fake news media, you have no choice. Under the advice of my counsel, I decline to answer the questions under the rights and privileges afforded to every citizen under the United States Constitution. Translation, Donald Trump, the former president of the United States, twice impeached, pled the Fifth. Trump was in the Attorney General's office more than 6 hours today, according to the former president's attorney. During that time, Donald Trump only answered one question, and that was his name. He pled the Fifth on every other question he was asked.